Are you thinking about moving to Port St Lucie, Florida, but you're not really sure if it's the right place that you should land? Well, I just left a couple of buyers that have decided not to move to Port St Lucie. I'm going to be going over 5 reasons why not to move to Port St Lucie, including their reason as a bonus at the end, so stick around. So today I'm going to be talking about 5 reasons why people are not moving to Port St Lucie, and I was inspired to do this video because I'm working with some buyers right now that are from YouTube and they're coming down from New Jersey, and we're looking at a couple different places, and one is in West Palm Beach and Palm Beach County, and then also they were interested in Port St Lucie. So I kind of was inspired to do this because they decided not to move to Port St Lucie, and I thought, let me share some insight on not just the great things about Port St Lucie, but some of the cons, some of the reasons why maybe you will decide not to move to Port St Lucie, because when you're looking to relocate and it's a huge decision to come from one state to another or one city to another, there's a lot entailed in that decision, and my whole reason to make this channel is to inform you buyers and people that are relocating and wanting to move to Florida to understand what each area is like and what are the goods, the bads, and everything in between. So this video is dedicated to those buyers that were just here, and if this is your first time to my channel and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, sleeping, playing, and living in Florida, then make sure you tap the subscribe button and ring the little bell so you're notified every time I do a new video. I'm a Florida native and a Florida real estate agent licensed in the state, and I have a great team that can help you in any areas of Florida. But in order for me to do that, you have to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, somehow get in touch with me. There is a calendar link right below in the description box, and you can click the link and book a call with me at your convenience, because I've got your back when you're moving to South Florida. So the first reason why you may not like to live in Port St Lucie is beach access. I mean, so many people come to Florida because they want to be near the water, they want to be able to go to the beach, they want to be able to enjoy that type of lifestyle. Well, it's so weird because I am from Florida and I'm used to being in or near or around the water, and I absolutely love that aspect of Florida. But in Port St Lucie, there's no bridge that goes over to the barrier island where the beaches are. So that's strange, and in order to get to those beaches, you either have to go south to Jensen Beach, which there's a causeway that goes over, or you have to go north to Fort Pierce, and then there's 2 bridges that go over. So you know, it would take some planning, and it's not like it's not accessible. Like if you're in Traditions and you're in the West where all the new construction is, then that's a 45-minute, no joke, like at minimum 45-minute drive. And if there's traffic, it's gonna be more than that. So that's a 45-minute drive. And then if you live anywhere east, it'll be as short as a 15-minute drive, but those are older neighborhoods and older homes. And a lot of people that are calling me, they want new construction. They're searching for new construction in Florida, and in the south end, there's not a lot of new construction, and the newer construction is out west. So if you do live east, it's anywhere between 15 minutes and of course all the way up to about 45 minutes to 50 minutes, again, depending on traffic. So if being close to the water or being able to access the water in a short distance is important to you, then this may not be the place for you. And I definitely like to point that out. Usually when I get on a Zoom call with my buyers from out of state, I make sure that I show them the map and I kind of talk about distances and things like that. So that's the first reason. Now let's get into number 2. Okay, so number 2, whew, it's getting hot out here. Okay, it's December 7th. It's December. I really wanted good light, so I am standing in the sun, but it's so hot right now. It's December 7th, which is my daughter's birthday. So we're gonna go celebrate later. But anyways, getting back to Port St Lucie. So the number 2 reason why some people don't like Port St Lucie is there's no dedicated downtown area. So Port St Lucie is a really large city. It covers a vast area, and there have been a lot of homes built on the east side of Florida. All the new construction is out west, and you know, they're building better restaurants and they have great places to go to, but there's not a dedicated downtown. So there's not like a few blocks that you can just kind of walk and stroll and see restaurants and shops and, you know, maybe a theater or what have you. There isn't a dedicated downtown. And honestly, there aren't like car dealerships. I have a good friend of mine who lives here, moved here, and he's into cars and he loves to go test drive cars, and he's really into switching out his car pretty often. And he's like, there's no car dealerships in Port St Lucie. He's got to go to Fort Pierce, or a lot of times he goes down to West Palm. So there's no dedicated downtown area. So if that's important to you, or it's just something for you to consider, that if you really want to go to like spend the day kind of walking downtown, maybe go to the beach and, you know, stroll, go have lunch, that kind of thing, like where are you going to do that? Now, in the new construction area, there are a lot of amenities that they offer within the communities. So perhaps that will make up for the lack of a downtown. I don't know. I'm not you. That's something you definitely have to decide for yourself. I can only give you what the areas offer and what they don't offer, and you have to make those decisions. But the reason why I do these videos is so that you have the goods and the bads. And you know, these are a few negatives or a few reasons why some of my buyers have chosen not to move there and have looked in other areas. Now, speaking of no downtown areas and having to travel to other cities for that kind of feel, well, the same goes for international airport. If you're a person that needs to fly internationally, or even just needs to fly, period, the closest international airport is kind of far away. You're either going to go up all the way to Melbourne, Orlando, and I honestly don't know how many, you know, how often and what a great airport that is, so I'm not sure, but that's like the closest one. It's a little over an hour away. And then the other one, which is one that I fly out of a lot, is Fort Lauderdale International. Fort Lauderdale has so many flights and, you know, just so many options, so it's a great international airport to fly out of. But that's an hour and 45 minutes away. So, and that's if you're not hitting traffic, because if you hit traffic going south, that's going to be a big deal. So depending on where you're going, how many flights are available, you may want to choose the Melbourne, Orlando, or just go to Orlando. And I believe that's a couple hours away. So, you know, take that into consideration if you're somebody who needs to have an airport close to you. There is Palm Beach International. Now, that's in West Palm, and that's about 45 minutes to an hour away, so that's closer. But Palm Beach International, since the pandemic hit in 2020, all of their flights kind of decreased and diminished. So it will probably build back up again, and that'll be a great option because I love PBI. It is small but easy. It kind of reminds me of Fort Lauderdale International back in the day, where it wasn't as active as the Miami International Airport, so it was easy to get into and out of, and it's still fairly easy, but it's much larger and it's grown tremendously. So PBI may be the future of the closest international airport. I'm sure it will be at some point, but again, this is a developing area, and that could be a con and that could be a pro, right? So it's a developing area. There's not a lot that it can give you as far as a developed city or town, but it's something to take into consideration. Are you finding this information helpful? Do you agree, disagree? Are there a few things that you've heard or maybe you haven't heard? Or is there any other information that you would like to hear? Drop me a comment down below, hit that like button, and share this video with anybody that you may think will find use from it. Now let's get back to it. Whew, okay, December in Florida. It is hot, you guys. I had to change my location. All right, so hopefully you can see me and it's not too dark, but I'm getting a nice little breeze here off the lake. And getting into reason number 4, people are maybe choosing not to buy in Port St Lucie. And honestly, I just had a buyer here who came down from Canada, and she decided not to buy in Port St Lucie, and the reason was property taxes. So St. Lucie County has really high property taxes. In fact, in 2019, it was reported to be the highest property taxes in the state of Florida. So St. Lucie County is a very big county. It does include Fort Pierce as well. They have their own kind of utility companies and things like that. And in St. Lucie County is the highest property tax per mil. So take that into consideration. Now, the housing here is pretty affordable, so that might make up for the high property taxes, but it is definitely something you have to take into consideration, and maybe you know this and maybe you don't. So you're gonna have higher property taxes, but maybe you're coming from a state that is high already, and maybe you also have state income tax. So we don't have state income tax. That's going to help you. The cost of living here also may help you, because the cost of living here is lower than a lot of other developed cities. So these are all things you have to take into consideration, but that is definitely something that I've come across. In fact, that buyer just left about a week and a half ago, and she ended up buying in another county, not in St. Lucie County. Now, the fifth reason why people are kind of shying away from Port St. Lucie is good paying jobs. So there aren't a lot of great paying jobs in Port St. Lucie. Kind of along the lines of what I've been trying to tell you is that, you know, it's not 100% developed. Again, can be a pro, can be a con, but if you are a person that can work from home, if you are a person that doesn't really need to go into the office every single day, then Port St. Lucie might be the place for you, because you probably have a job with a good company, or maybe you have your own business and you have your own schedule and you don't have to be in an office in a city, because a lot of the better paying jobs are going to be in the bigger cities: West Palm Beach, Boca Raton, Fort Lauderdale, even Miami. The buyers that I was with today, he actually has, his job entails him to go into the office in different locations, north and south of here, maybe 2 times a week. So that didn't matter to him. But in Port St. Lucie proper, there's really, like, if you're in medical, then you'll be in good standing, because there's like 3 different hospitals here. There are a lot of medical professionals that work here, but otherwise there aren't a huge amount of like finance jobs, IT jobs. It's mostly healthcare. There's a little bit of hospitality, of course, because all of Florida has hospitality, but you know, that's kind of changed too. And so if you're a doctor, a nurse, a physical therapist, you know, you work in the lab, you work in research, things like that, you'll probably have a decent job working in Port St. Lucie. But again, there are a lot of people that are moving here that have opportunities to work remotely, and if you have that opportunity, then fantastic. And I think that is going to increase the median salary and the type of jobs that not are per se in Port St. Lucie, but the type of people that are living and moving here, right, that do have a higher incomes because they don't have to work in the immediate area. But with that will come a lot of growth, and those types of people will make changes into the area. That's typically what happens when the area just starts to flourish, and different ideas, different businesses, those people also are going to want and demand better things around them to be able to engage in, enjoy, types of shopping, types of companies. So I do believe that there's going to be growth here, and it's going to be good for the area. But if you are used to having that or want access to that right now, this may not be the place for you. So now it's time for my bonus item, and you know, let me preface this by saying this is not my opinion. This is the opinion of one of my buyers that I just left, and as a real estate agent, I am in no way persuading you or swaying you in either direction. I just like to give information as far as the things that I'm hearing and discovering and engaging with my buyers with. And they decided this morning that we met about 10 o'clock, and they arrived here about 20 minutes early, and they drove around the neighborhood. They went into the great amenity clubhouse that they have here, and it's really, really, really beautiful. It's honestly outstanding. Their amenities, it's absolutely gorgeous. The issue is that they're a young family and they have young children, and the schools are great, but what they saw, today is a Tuesday morning, what they saw was people that were at a different stage in their life and at an older age, and they would love to live here if they were at that age, but having young children, they just thought this isn't the place for us. So that again is their decision, and they actually, when I pulled up, they said, hey, we need to have a talk. And we went into the sales center and we saw like one model house, but because they just wanted to see the model house, just to see if they could get some ideas, but they had decided already on the community that we went to yesterday, which was in another county instead of this one, because of what they saw in the community. And they are aware that there are a lot of retirement communities in this area. Now, I know for a fact that there are a lot of young families that are moving into the area. A lot of people from a lot of different places that are coming from different states, even out of the country. So I don't necessarily believe that. It's just what they saw with their eyes and what they felt in their hearts. And you know, you got to go with your gut. You got to figure out for yourselves what is best for you. And they came in and they spent a few days here. I always recommend that to my buyers. It's not easy buying remotely, although a lot of people do that, but it's not easy. And there are quite a few choices that you want to explore, and you want to drive the areas, you want to come in, you want to see the people, and you want to decide whether or not, just like they did, is this the right place for you or not. So I would highly encourage that. If you need any driving directions, that's what I normally do with my buyers. If you're coming in, it's really hard to spend, I don't have time, my agents don't have time. We're busy helping people just like you that are at the stage of executing a contract. And those people need our guidance a lot more. They need us to be present, and they need us to be paying attention, and they need us to give them the best direction and guidance possible. So if you are coming into town though, I have driving directions in different cities, so I can kind of give you hot spots and show you, and you can drive around and say, and that's what you should do. Go have coffee somewhere, go grab some lunch, go into the areas. I may be able to give you some addresses, because I do send out listing searches, and maybe you find some houses that you like, and you're not going to go and see them because you're not ready to execute on a contract, but you are ready to see the neighborhoods, to see what's around the neighborhoods. Where's the nearest gas station? Where's the gas station you're going to be pumping gas at? Where are your routes to get to 95, the interstate, or to the Florida Turnpike? Which way are you going to be driving to work or driving to the schools if you have children? And where's your nearest dry cleaner? Where's the nearest shopping center? All of those things are very important in your day-to-day life. Okay, airports might not be an issue for you. The beach might not even be an issue for you, but what are you doing in your day-to-day life? And that's what we can help you with, as far as giving you some driving directions when you come. You definitely need to spend at the very least a few days here, and if you can do more than that, that's even better. But in order for me to help you with that, you got to give me a call, send me a text, shoot me an email, somehow get in touch with me. My team and I are helping people relocate every single day, and we absolutely love it. There's a calendar link right below. You can book a call with me very easily, because I've got your back when you're moving to South Florida. And until next time, I'll catch you later.